COC Netherlands.
Thank you, Mr. President. Lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people face tremendous difficulties growing up in a society where heterosexuality is often presented as the only acceptable orientation and homosexuality is regarded as deviant. They continue to face discrimination and exclusion in all spheres of life, as well as violence and abuse on a regular basis. In addition, the LGBTI community suffer from discrimination and disadvantage in access to social protection schemes, such as healthcare and access to justice, and their right to privacy is seriously infringed because of their sexual orientation and gender identity. In the labor market, a majority of LGBT people continue to hide their sexual orientation or to endure harassment out of fear of losing their jobs. Young LGBT persons are particularly vulnerable by experiencing estrangement from family and friendship networks, harassment at school, and invisibility, which can lead in some cases to underachievement at school, school dropout, mental ill health, and homelessness. The impacts of marginalization and stigma attached to sexual orientation and gender identity or expression relegates many LGBT people to the margins of society. The familial marginalization of LGBT youth hinders initial prevention and education efforts, encourages risk-taking behavior that can lead to HIV infection, and places obstacles in the way of receiving proper medical treatment and psychosocial support of LGBT youth already living with HIV. In Lesotho, the laws do not mention the protection of LGBTI persons. We cannot talk about universality of rights in Lesotho if some people are totally excluded from enjoying their rights. We cannot talk about eradicating HIV if the LGBTI community is socially excluded from participating. We cannot talk about development if there is a group that is being left behind. Mr. President, LGBTI persons are human beings and therefore have rights that must be respected, irrespective of their sexual orientation or gender identity. We therefore urge the government of Lesotho to take serious steps to address these challenges and to fulfill its obligations under international human rights law to promote, protect and respect the rights of all its citizens. Thank you, Mr. President.